Mood, day two. We know the power of it. We know what it feels like when you're in the movie theater and the lights dim, and all of a sudden the opening scene takes you to that setting and where it is, whether it's foggy in this abandoned little town or this creepy little carnival or wherever you happen to be. You know what it's like when you're in your little gaming lair and you queue up your game and the noises and the music and all the images you're bombarded with, and you leave your world behind and you enter that world. And then Netflix, right? You fire up your show and the opening scene and the familiar music and the imagery and how it all is laid out before you. That's all very intentional for you to feel a certain way and to enter that world, whether it feels creepy, joyful, triumphant, eerie, intense, violent, whatever it is. So we know the effect of mood. We enjoy it as viewers, watchers, to be entertained by it. And now, your job and our learning target today is we're going to harness that power. How do we create mood in our own writing? And it comes back to like our first couple days of the school year, opening lessons on fireball word choices, vivid sensory detail or imagery. How do you describe light and shadows and colors? What are trees doing? What's wind doing? What it feels like to be there in the setting? Because that's all mood is. The atmosphere of the place. How does it feel to be in that setting? And so your mood writing, it's not a 5 paragraph essay. It's not even an essay. It's not even a story. All you have to do is the fun stuff, the magic, the good part, the best part is you get to lay down the scene, just establish mood. So we're just doing a paragraph here and we're establishing a mood of an eerie mood because that's just kind of fun. So we're going to revisit what is mood. I'm going to show you a clip. The first thing and the only thing you need today is our mood document. And you go back to Google Classroom and you'll find it under Mood Writing and Stories, and it's our Mood Writing 2021. So I invite you to do that. And yesterday you did some great work with Mrs. McCaskey, and you got to see mood in a video game. You got to see mood in a movie and some student examples. So I'm going to show you that today. More examples, and then I'm just going to get out of your way and let you write, let you do that work. So I'll pause, pull up your mood document, and I will meet you right there. Okay, so you don't have to write anything as you watch this clip. It's just a review of what is mood, and the narrator will stop and ask you to kind of do some thinking and analyze the word choice or the imagery. And we don't have to have a big class discussion. Just really think about it on your own, what's happening. So he's going to show you like a scene, and then you'll see the music and see the imagery, or hear the music, see the imagery. All right, that's one mood. And then he'll just change the word choices and the music a little bit. Wow, how has the mood completely changed? All right, let's get after it.
Mood is the feeling that you get from a work of literature or art. Another way to describe mood is atmosphere. When you walk into a place, it has an atmosphere that makes you feel a certain way. When you walk into a story, it too has an atmosphere that makes you feel a certain way. The mood of a story can be calm, annoyed, frantic, joyful, gloomy, romantic, hopeful, or tense. How might you describe the mood of this video right now? Sweet and playful, right? How about now? See how the music changes the mood? But authors can't use music in their writing. So what do they use? Word choice, imagery, and setting. Let's look at some examples. Listen to this sentence. The bloodthirsty lion stalked the savannah, hungrily eyeing the helpless creatures around him. Pay attention to the circled words. What mood do they create? Now listen to this sentence. The majestic lion roamed the savannah, proudly gazing at the creatures around him. How has the mood changed? Which words helped create this mood? Good writers pull readers into the world of a story by using vivid language that appeals to the five senses. This imagery is crucial to establishing a mood. See if you can find the imagery in this sentence. The wooden bat slipped in Emily's sweaty palms as she stepped up to home plate, the sun glaring down on her like a harsh spotlight. The crowd's piercing howls and jeers caused her heart to thump in her chest. What mood do these images create? What if the author had written, "The wooden bat vibrated with energy in Emily's steady hands as she stepped up to home plate, the sun shining like a golden medal in the sky. The crowd's joyful whoops and whistles caused her heart to do a little dance in her chest." How did the different images change the mood? The setting of a story also plays a big part in creating mood. Like in this scene. "What time is it?" Tim asked Jacob. All around them, taxi cabs honked their horns as hordes of people in suits pushed by on their way into office buildings. What is the set? What mood does the setting create? Now imagine the same scene, but in a completely different setting. Like this one. "What time is it?" Tim asked Jacob. Weak moonlight cast shadows over the crumbling gravestones. A lone owl hooted somewhere in the darkness above. How has the setting changed the mood? Now pick a mood from your Mood Words handout and write a short.
All right, and that's the kind of work we'll be doing soon. All right, I want you to think about when the next time you're queuing up your Netflix and your show's starting, what kind of images are you bombarded with? The music that you're listening to, the colors, how fast the imagery and the scenes are moving. And I want you to think about, all right, what kind of mood am I supposed to feel here? So I don't know if there's any Walking Dead fans, but we're going to watch the opening to The Walking Dead. And I want you to think about A, what's the mood? And B, how is that established? What did the producers include to make us feel that way? All right. Well, certainly all of the colors that we saw, we really didn't see any color. It was all black and charcoal and gloomy. And I felt like a sense of dread and eeriness. And how was that portrayed to us? Well, broken glass, forgotten teddy bears, highways with no traffic, trash blown around, crows eating dead roadkill, abandoned buildings, broken windows. Creepy, right? And so that works. It works every time. That's the place they want to take you to, and you leave your own place, and all of a sudden you're there. And that's what we want to do as writers. We want to pull our readers out of where they are, and then take them to the place where we are on the page. And so let's turn to your mood writing now. And yesterday you harnessed a lot of different word choices for like weather, colors, trees. Now I would like to say if you're inside, color or trees, wind, shadows might not apply. So think about other things. Do you have like candlelight flickering or light bulbs, or do you hear like the hum of your heater on or your furnace? Or do you have rain pelting against the windows, like doors slamming? What kind of things do you hear outside your house or within your walls? So sounds, senses. Don't forget to feel like how you actually. We do a lot of sight. Don't forget about like how you might feel. Like, is it damp? Is it cold? Is it clammy? Do you feel this kind of weird, eerie draft in your house and this chill? That's really powerful too. And inner thoughts. I don't want you to feel like you have to have this whole thing filled out. You don't. This is a springboard. Good writers, we always talk about how at the beginning of the year with organization, they plan a little bit and then they go for it. Okay, so this is just to springboard you into the work that you're going to do today. Great word choices, again, always available on Google Classroom. And I'll just back up so you can see where. Mine is under Classroom Resources. And if you scroll and roll down, all your language arts help sheets. The ones you want are adjectives for sensory detail, which makes sense because that's what we're doing. We're creating a scene. And if you click on these, The first ones that come up are color. And so it's kind of like obvious we always go for the like black or it's red, but we can be more interesting than that, right? The highwayman, he wore a jacket of claret red, right? So it doesn't have to just be black. It can be murky or pitch or raven. I'll scroll down to sight. So think about if it's not light, if you're in a dark place, right? You can say like it's sunless, pitchy, it's inky. I like words for dim, faded, gloomy, murky. Okay. So you just scroll and you find these. You're just shopping. You're just shopping for words. And sometimes when I'm doing this kind of work, I just make a list and I just write a bunch down to use later, or I type a few, like in a little box somewhere. Sounds are really powerful too. Like, do you hear, and that's where you can be interesting with your personification. Do you hear like a dull roar? Do you hear screaming? Do you hear whistling? Do you hear howling? Okay, and then just want to challenge you to go deeper with your sensory details. So, like, what does it feel like in your place? Taste probably doesn't apply, but maybe you have is it cold where you are? Do you feel like a freezing, crisp chill? Is it chilly, frigid, numbing, shivering? Are you shuddering? That kind of thing, right? If you're in a dark basement, is it damp? Is it sopping? Is it muggy? You know, if it's a hot summer night and you're out ding dong ditching, you know, right? Like muggy would really apply there. Okay, so touch words too, heavy, light. Okay, so you get the idea. Old under conditions, those are fantastic, like dilapidated. These are like Walking Dead words, right? Like raggedy, rickety, rusty, time worn, tattered. That really helps create the mood. Okay, so I don't need to read this whole thing to you. You know where they are, use them. Okay. And so I'm just going to give you the student example, and then I'm going to get out of your way and let you write. Okay. As you work, the student help slides are right here, like it literally says, click here, and they'll come up, and you'll have a great student example to follow. So I guess before we read that, I just want to make sure you know what you're going for. The rubric is simple. The rubric is 4 things. Can you establish mood? Can you create that sense of where we are? What does it feel like to be there? And you've done that through sight, sounds, feels, okay, word choice. So mood and sensory detail. And then 8 different sentence structures. We don't have to write the, I over and over. 8. We're only asking for 4. So I want sentence fluency. I want participial phrases, compound sentences. Kick it off with an adverb like cautiously or carefully, okay? Figurative language use too. The highwayman was rich with that, like the moon was a ghostly galleon, the road is a ribbon of moonlight, Tim's eyes were hollows of madness. And then you bother to spell check and edit. You've got your commas. You end each sentence with a period so it makes sense for your reader. So let's do it. This kid did a great job. And he's got all 8 of the different sentence structures. For you, we're just asking for 4. And so those 8 little openers are underlined, like dark and mysterious. That's the adjective. The ing, participial phrase, shivering. So let's take a look. I highlighted where the writer used onomatopoeia, crunch, crunch, and where the writer used some personification. The sky is screaming. Dark and mysterious, the blackened sky screams from afar. Shivering everything in its path, the wind becomes deadly. All you can see is a soft glow of your flashlight, but the surrounding forest remains dark, gray, and evil. Crunch, crunch, crunch. The leaves, lifeless wrappers, litter the ground. Can you feel it? Can you hear it? Near the path, the wooded graveyard follows your every move. Violently, icy rain pours down from every angle. As the wind winds, I quake in fear. It's coming for me. So sing isn't long. It's a paragraph. It's fluent. It's interesting. It has phenomenal word choices. You can do this work. Okay? If you click along, here are each one of those sentences broken down. So you know what an adjective is, participial phrase. Okay? You just need 4. Here's all 8. Here's examples of figurative language. You need 2. Okay? So I invite you to just enjoy. And then the last few minutes of the hour, I'll just go through a quick little checklist. And this is going to be your Wednesday work too. Nothing new. Just continue on with our piece. So enjoy. Thank you.